So I already made a version of this video, but then they announced that Walt and Jesse are going to be in season 6, so I had to go back to the drawing board a little bit and re-record it. I'm not mad about the announcement, but I am mad that I had to remake this video. They really should have taken my feelings into account before they said that. Anyway, this is my Better Call Saul Season 6 bingo card. 25 things that I think might happen in the final season of Better Call Saul, and if I get 5 in a row, I win. That's the rules of bingo, as you might know. And I will do an update after the first half of the season and after the final half of the season. This was the best I could do for a Saul Goodman-inspired look. It's just a shirt that I own that kind of looks like sort of Saul colors. I have some other outfits planned for the updates, so you'll have to stay tuned to see those. It'll be really exciting. And also we're gonna watch my plants grow because I just made this trellis, and by August they might have climbed pretty high up. So those are your reasons to subscribe. You don't have to subscribe. Anyway, let's get into it. Kim goes to jail. Go big or go home with these predictions, right? I don't think that Kim's gonna die, but I agree that she can't really be around during Breaking Bad. So here's a way that she could be not around. And the idea of Breaking Bad era Saul Goodman being a prison wife is so funny to me. He goes home every night and drinks alone and makes memes for his prison wife Instagram account. Another bingo scene. I put this on here because it is a bingo card and I thought that it would be funny. If there's any other scene that involves the fun and popular game bingo, maybe at Hector's place in the background, something like that. Nacho triple agent. My biggest wish for Nacho this season, even above him not dying, is that he gets to make Gus's life miserable for a while. I think he really deserves to mess up whatever Gus's plan is at this point. So if he flips back against Gus while still pretending to work with him, that would be fulfilling this like triple agent theory. Whether or not he's working with the Salamancas, I think either way, I just want him to ruin Gus's life. Gus mistakenly informs Hector of Lalo's death. We know that Gus loves to gloat to Hector about his family member's demise, so there's no way he's going to pass up the opportunity. As soon as he gets that call that the assassination attempt was successful, he's going to drive over to Casa Tranquila, sit down with Hector, and tell him, I'm so sorry for your loss, but someone must have put out a hit on Lalo. This also ties into one of my more insane theories, which is when Gus learns that he was mistaken, he just doesn't go back to correct himself because he's too embarrassed to admit that Lalo survived. So maybe Lalo is still alive after all, and when he tells him that the Salamanca family is dead, he's just like accepts for Lalo, but I already told him that he was dead like several years ago. Jimmy and Kim stay married. I just want Saul Goodman to be a married man throughout Breaking Bad. Even if he is completely estranged from Kim, which it seems that he is. I would be shocked if she was still around, but I think that legally they're still married, they're not divorced, and she's not dead. She's in jail. She's not dead. And maybe they're not really talking to each other, but they're still married. That's what I want. Gus chilly backstory. They've teased this quite a bit in season 5 especially, so I think we might see a flashback or get more of a concrete idea of what happened with Gus and Santiago. The cartel is homophobic to Gus. I mean, they always are a little bit, right? And I think it's kind of funny, not in like an evil way, but I think it's funny because they're the cartel, right? And I know that they literally killed his boyfriend, and that was really sad, but at this point they've worked with Gus for 20 years, something like that, and they either know or think that he's gay, and all they really do about it is make like passive-aggressive little comments and gossip about him behind his back. To me, that is funny. If anybody in the cartel makes a homophobic remark either to or about Gus, that's a win for me. Shirtless Lalo scene. So I have kind of a big crush on Lalo which is not great news for my taste in people, but everyone else loves Lalo too, okay? I'm not the only one. I see every day on Reddit there's some man questioning his sexuality because of Lalo, so do not put this on me. He's just so charming, and I have, for the record, watched other things that Tony Dalton is in where he is shirtless, but it's not the same when it's not Lalo. I want it to be Lalo. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. We were robbed in season 5 a shirtless Lalo scene, a scene where he had just gotten out of the shower and had like a towel around his waist, was in the script and may have even been filmed because an earlier part of that scene was in the episode. Does Tony Dalton have it in his contract that he's not gonna, no nudity? Hopefully they updated his contract this season so I get to objectify him. I'm just manifesting it. That's all this is. I'd like to see it. Another Salamanca? A lot of people have theorized that that's who the guy at the end of the trailer is. The Lalo lookalike could be another Salamanca family member. Seems like a good guess. I hope it's another cousin because it's really funny to me how they keep adding cousins, so Hector keeps getting more siblings. He's up to, the twins, Tuco, Lalo, he's up to 3 siblings. So I hope they add another one just because I think, to me, I like that the family keeps getting exponentially larger. And yet it's all men. This family has 2 women and 65 men. Bill Burr. So we're expecting a few new cameos of Breaking Bad characters this season. Emilio, maybe? Good old Emilio from one episode. But I think Bill Burr is a safe bet. His character's name was Kubi? I just rewatched, I should know this. You know, it's Bill Burr. He's with Huel. He's Huel's friend. Couldn't put Walt and Jesse on here because someone spoiled it and ruined my video. Post Breaking Bad Kim and Jimmy scene. This would be sometime in the Gene timeline, so it wouldn't necessarily even have to be post Breaking Bad. It could be whenever the Gene timeline is. It might be during the Granite State time jump of about a year. But I would love to see them reunite either a phone call or in person after Saul has gone into hiding, after Jimmy's gone into hiding. Revenge of the Kettlemans. I'm not even exactly sure what I mean by this, but the American Greed video just got me thinking we're probably going to see him again. They don't really have anything to get revenge on Jimmy for. He didn't do anything to them, but I think Betsy thinks that they were deeply wronged. Free space. The Salamanca twins are actually quadruplets. I'm kidding. That's not my free space. But wouldn't it be funny if Nacho shot both of them and then you're like, oh my god, wait, but they're in Breaking Bad. Did they just depart from the Breaking Bad canon? And then 2 more of them walk into the room. Oh my god, they've been quadruplets this entire time. We've just only seen 2 of them at once on screen at the same time. That's crazy. And then Nacho, who also didn't know they were quadruplets, looks at the camera and says, fucking Salamancas. Why won't Peter Gould answer my calls? Okay, that's not my free space. My actual free space is Lalo dies, which I'm sad about, but I do think he's gonna die. I just can't really see a world in which he doesn't die. But I think that the idea that he dies sometime during Breaking Bad is looking more and more likely given the amount of crossover it seems like they're going towards. So maybe both Saul and Gus are right, and Saul seeming to think that he's still alive, and Gus saying that all the Salamancas are dead. I kind of rolled my eyes at that at first, months ago, but now I'm beginning to think maybe it's true. Howard and Lalo interact. I don't know how or why, I just think it's gonna happen, and I would love to see it. I think it would be really funny. Lalo's gonna single white female Howard. He's gonna steal his identity. He's gonna dye his hair blonde. Oh my god. Yeah. I'm just a font of amazing ideas for Better Call Saul season 6. It's shocking that I was never asked to collaborate and in fact have a restraining order against me. The Salamancas find out that Nacho tried to kill Hector. I kind of want this mostly because I think Nacho deserves some credit for his schemes. Like, I think a part of Lalo would be proud of him, even though it would probably go very badly for him. I mean, he's already in a bad place. They might as well know that he has been, like, working against their family for some time. I think a part of Lalo would be like, I see you. I do. Like, get away from my family, but respect. Be an HO, man. Respect. Gene goes back to Albuquerque. This would be kind of Walter White of him. I, again, wasn't really thinking this until more recently, but I think if the Gene scenes are taking place during the time jump in season 5 of Breaking Bad, that could be a good way to tie in Walt and Jesse more. Not necessarily appearing, but like references to them at least. They should just like retcon it and have Saul like go and rescue Jesse from the Nazis and be like, never mind, that didn't happen. That was a bit much. Howard dies. This is a pretty common theory, and it does seem sort of likely, in my opinion. I just think having another death that's outside of the crime world as like collateral damage, especially if it's from something that Kim did, that would be tasty. I think that Howard could be Kim's Chuck, could be this like kind of weight on her conscience that she wouldn't really want to think about. And she probably wouldn't feel bad at all, even though maybe she should. Jimmy is Kim's lawyer. We've seen Kim represent Jimmy a few times, but I think it would be really fun to see the opposite. It would be romantic. Jimmy would put his all into it. It would be a great test of his legal skills, and it would be romantic. Chuck flashback. I'd like to see a little more of that good dysfunctional family drama before the end. Lalo uses a body double to fake his death. This was something that I said in my dumb little theory video that I put out the day that the first trailer dropped. I'm giving myself a little more leeway here. It doesn't necessarily have to be that guy. It doesn't necessarily have to be that he kills him either, I guess. But if he somehow uses a body double to make himself seem more dead, I don't know. Some of these are up for interpretation depending on what happens. I'll give myself a little leeway. I'll be fair, though, when I'm judging my performance later on. Don't worry. Jimmy buys the nail salon. I think in this season we're going to have to see Jimmy start to launder money, whether it's for himself or for clients. And I think buying the nail salon makes sense as a place to start. He has a history with that business and with the owner. The story makes sense. Skylar would be proud. In Breaking Bad, he offers the nail salon to Jesse, so I think it makes sense if he already owns it. Okay, this is my most optimistic prediction of my entire card. Nacho and Dad go to Canada. This is so optimistic, I don't think it's even gonna come true, but wouldn't it be nice? Nacho kills Lalo. It's probably more likely that Mike is gonna kill Lalo, especially if it happens sometime during Breaking Bad. But the heart wants what it wants, and my heart wants Nacho to kill Lalo. Not even that Lalo has really horribly wronged him. He, like, told him to shut up once. That was kind of rude, but it was also, like, really sexy. So I think Nacho should just let it go. No, Nacho has more self-respect than I do, so he probably didn't find that sexy. This is going off the rails. Anyway, I just think this would be kind of fun. Even if it's in a self-defense way. It could be a self-defense kill. We haven't seen Nacho kill anyone, right? Yeah. This would be quite, like, he doesn't have a high body count, but if he gets Lalo, that's... I'm using body count both in both ways. If he gets Lalo, that's... Oof. That is a coveted mark there, buddy. Trying to, like, thread the needle with my innuendos. Kim doesn't die. I just really don't think she's gonna die. I'm an optimist by nature.
I'm optometrist by nature, you know?
I don't think she's gonna die. I'll have to wait until the end to see if it's true, but I don't think so. And same with my last one, my very last prediction. Nacho doesn't die either. We'll see. We'll see. I'm being very optimistic here, but I mean, if I have to swallow Lalo, why do I keep saying things like that? I really wasn't planning on making this many dirty jokes in this video. It just kind of started happening. I'll just say it the way I was going to say it. If I have to swallow Lalo dying, I at least have to ask that Nacho doesn't die. That is the trade that I'm making with the gods. Sorry that I showed too much of my personality there for a second. That's my bingo card. I'm really excited for the next season in less than a week at this point. I'm really glad we're getting 2 episodes at once. That's gonna be a blast. Let me know what's on your bingo card, and I will be back after the first half of the season to see how I did. Unless I get like nothing, then I probably will just pretend this never happened. No, but I want to wear I have a Lalo shirt that I really want to wear. So I'll just come back, and instead of doing a bingo card update, I'll just like thirst over Lalo for 15 minutes and then leave. Enjoy the first half of the season. Pew pew.